Okay, here we are, back again for more Danganronpa! The murder school where everybody dies. Well, hopefully not everybody. When we left off, we were investigating the murder of Chihiro. We went on a great adventure with Byakuya, or Bakula as we're now calling him. Yeah, that was fun, because he's like my favorite character. Well, I'm not sure where we stopped, but let's get started again. I guess we were investigating the murder scene. Hello. It's the bloodstained poster. The blood is the most noteworthy part, but the big-breasted swimsuit model is pretty noticeable too. Yep, she is. A girl's locker room doesn't seem like the kind of place you'd find something like this. The word bloodlust is written on the wall in blood. Yeah, pink blood, because of the censorship, I think. Just like in all those other genocide check cases. And at every crime scene, the word bloodlust is written in the victim's blood. Pretty sure we already did the dumbbell last time, but what the hell. There's a big bloodstain on the dumbbell on the floor. The Monokuma file said that the fatal injury was caused by a blow to the head. This dumbbell has to be the murder weapon. Okay. Let's examine the body, I guess. I could feel the life draining out of my own body. It's a dead body. Chihiro's dead body. Yes, I think we've established that. Okay, don't think there's anything else, so we'll talk to people, I guess.
Yeah.
Dude had a real complex about being weak. You heard Chihiro talk about it, right? Oh, I need to get stronger. Yeah, I do remember. Oh, sorry, pretended to be Batman for a second. Yeah, I do remember she said that more than once.
Yeah.
Sure did, which I guess explains the trip down here. But did she really need to get stronger that badly? You already mentioned it, but she was a girl after all. Most girls aren't all that strong. Oh yeah, we already did this dialogue. I remember saying last week that, Makoto, my dear friend, you really shouldn't be saying that when the She-Hulk is standing like a few feet away from you.
Yeah.
She could pound you into the ground. So we've already done this. So I guess we talk to Kyoko. Hey Kyoko, have you made any progress on your investigation?
Indeed.
Generally speaking.
However,
But I have to get going. I have something unrelated to take care of. Something besides the investigation? What is it?
well,
Nothing you need to worry about. Just concentrate on the murder. But
so then,
before I go, let me give you one piece of advice. You should examine Chihiro's body one more time, thoroughly. Also, her handbook is missing. You might want to determine its whereabouts.
goodbye.
That's it. I'll be praying for your success. Thanks, Kyoko. Thoughts and prayers. That's just what we need here right now. I guess I'll take another look at the body then. And Chihiro's handbook is missing? That's definitely worth worrying about. Chihiro's e-handbook has been added to the truth bullet section. Okay. Kyoko said I should examine the body one more time. I know she said thoroughly, but I do have my limits. Well, I'd better give it a shot anyway. Let's see. Chihiro's hands are bound with what looks like some kind of rope. The rope was used to prop her up in a kind of crucifix position. Huh? This rope has a plug? Wait, so then this isn't a rope at all! But the more I think about it, the more that's not the only thing that concerns me. Chihiro's fatal injury was the blow to the head, which means someone struck her in the head in order to kill her. Brilliant, Holmes! You've done it again! That's right, there's the issue of her being suspended and the fatal blow. At first I didn't see any reason to think too much about either of them. But seeing them again after looking through the Genocide check file, something's not quite right. Yeah, Genocide check uses their scissors to pin them in the crucifix position. Not a rope. What does this all mean? Status of the dead body. Well, the one thing most likely to tie all these mysteries together is the true nature of the rope that was used to suspend Chihiro. And to figure that out, there's a certain place I need to revisit and look over again. Plus, it might help to look at Genocide check case file one more time. Okay, you got anything to say? Chihiro. What was the voice I did for her? Chihiro's presence was especially weak, her body and her soul.
No forgiveness!
To target such a helpless being, it's unforgivable. What a wretched beast to do such a thing. I cannot forgive this. Okay, I guess we're done here, so... Okay, do you have anything to add, Hifumi? Hey, Lazarus, good to see you back, buddy. Ah, glad you liked the Overlord video. Yeah, we saw this last time.
That's it.
We already talked to him. Miss Ludenberg said she'd witnessed something, or file 2.
Well, it would seem...
She refused to tell me. It's like when a girl bullies the boy she likes, right? Right, Hifumi, sure, buddy. Okay, so where is she now? The warehouse by the dorms. She was there, but at the same time, not there. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be, boy? Yes or no? Okay, so we've got plenty of places to go. What? No? I guess I could go to the boys' locker room? Yeah, Overlord is a nice what-if kind of thing. Oh wait, there is... This poster. It's a popular boy band called Tornado. Somehow it doesn't quite seem to fit in the boys' locker room. Ah, so the posters have been switched. But wait, that reminds me, the poster in the other locker room is... That's right, there's definitely something strange about this. In the boys' locker room there's a poster of a popular boy band, and in the girls' locker room there's a poster of a big-breasted swimsuit model. And someone blood bukkaked all over her face. Could the posters have been switched? Ah yes, Retail Hell is next Friday. What a joy. But if they were, why? What reason would anyone have? Maybe I should talk to someone who knows a little more about the locker rooms. 2 locker room posters. There's a strange stain on the carpet. What is it? Boys' locker room carpet has been added to the truth bullet section. Yeah, that looks like somebody farted and other stuff came out. Yeah. Okay, now can I leave? Yes. Okay, who would know about the locker rooms? I guess Sakura? Oh, Sakura? You spend a lot of time exercising in the girls' locker room, right, Sakura?
Of course.
I've used it nearly every day since it opened up. Sometimes Hina and I use it together. Okay then, let me ask you something. Do you think the posters in the boys' and girls' locker rooms could have been switched?
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I can't really say. I never really paid any attention to the posters. I see.
However,
Kind of a big thing to miss. But there is something that's been bothering me about the locker room. You see, I like to drink a little protein coffee every time I finish exercising. We have protein coffee? We have coffee? In the warehouse. It's not the highest quality, but I don't have a lot of other options. Well, yeah, there is exercise equipment in there, I suppose, because the locker room just leads to the swimming pool. All you can do there is swim, so kinda makes sense. I mix protein powder with coffee and down a glass of it after exercising. Who puts coffee in a glass? Anyway, the other day I spilled some on the carpet in the girls' locker room and it left a stain. A stain. But I don't see any stain on the carpet now. So they also switched the carpets.
of course.
Exactly, I noticed it earlier. The stain has disappeared. I can only assume someone came along and cleaned it up. But still, isn't it unusually clean? As if there was never a stain here to begin with. Okay, disappearing stain. Okay, so I have to go back to the library and I have to find what's her name? Celeste. Where is everything? Library. No, that's a classroom. Of course, I've forgotten where everything is. I just came from... There we go, the library. There's a thick layer on this. I wasn't looking at that, I was looking at the thing below it. Maybe there's some kind of clue here. Guess not. The lamp, because it had an extension cord. Oh, I see, it's not plugged in. The lamp's cord isn't long enough to reach the outlet from here. But last time I saw it, it was definitely on, and it was definitely right here. Yes, Makoto, put two and two together. Oh, that's right. Byakuya was using an extension cord. Yeah, well, there is a secret archive in the library, Les, so could be. But there's no extension cord here now. I wonder if... There we go, that's what I was looking for. And let's go to that secret archive, because we had to look at the Genocide check case again. Now, if only I remembered where the hell it was. I want to take another look at Genocide check's case file. I know it was around here somewhere. Huh? It's gone! Did someone take it out of the archive? I wonder who it could be. Bacula, duh. But the only one who would do something like that... I can't think of anyone but Bacula. Okay, so Celeste is next, I guess. She was at the warehouse. I don't think we've actually been there yet. And the warehouse would be... No. Yes! Wait, why is the dining hall important? I guess we can check it out too? But only Hina is there, right? She never has any info. Hey, Hina. Oh, Hina, how's Toko doing? Oh, right, Toko. The one who we think is actually Genocide Jack with a split personality. Same as before, she won't come out, and she just keeps on mumbling something about Genocide Jack. Like, I am Genocide Jack. No, really, I am. So I just left her there. Brilliant, Tina! Thanks for contributing. You left her? My head was all swimmy and I was getting pretty hungry.
Yeah.
Oh, but don't worry, I'm gonna head back as soon as I'm done eating. Yes, leave the potential serial killer alone. That's not gonna bite us on the ass or anything. You're lucky you got big knockers, girl. Toko's not exactly pleasant, but I'm still worried about her. Speaking of which, what are you eating?
Huh?
A donut, of course! Of course? There's two things I'm sure God created. Outer space and donuts. Really? I bet Chihiro would have liked to eat more donuts. Maybe that was her one big regret. I'm pretty sure dying was higher on the totem pole. I should have tried to spend more time with her. Come to think of it, who did she spend time with?
Well...
Yeah, she was a little bit strange, didn't really hang out with the other girls much. It was like she was trying to keep her distance from us. Actually, Sakura said something... Oh, that's me. Actually, Sakura said something similar. She said that even though you and her invited Chihiro to exercise with you, she always refused.
Yeah, totally.
Yep, it's true, and it wasn't just us either. It was like she stayed away from all the girls. Was she just shy? I don't know, she talked to the boys all the time. That slut! Isn't it kind of weird to be shy around your own sex, but totally fine with the opposite sex? Oh wait, maybe she was used to guys spoiling her. The law says you can't judge a book by its cover, right? You think so? I never really saw her as that kind of girl. Yes, I'm sure your account will be very useful, said no one ever. Well, that was a wonderful waste of time. So, the warehouse... Where is it? Ah, it's right there. I wish this thing had like a map overlay or something. You know, like in the corner. Hey, Celeste. Celeste, what are you doing here? This warehouse is amazing. It has absolutely everything one may need to live a full life. From food to clothes to towels, there's an endless supply to choose from. I see that, but have you found anything related to the case? Or am I doing all the work again? I knew you were going to ask me that. I thought talking about the warehouse itself might misdirect you, but I see it was pointless. Then you did find something. Very well. I will tell you, and only you. Listen very carefully. I will say this only once.
Actually...
Last night, I saw her here. Chihiro was in the warehouse. What? Really?
Indeed.
This was right before nighttime.
What are you doing out this late?
Oh, I was just...
Are you planning to go exercise, perhaps?
Jesus Christ, from the back her hair looks even more ridiculous.
What? How did you know?
Well, you're carrying a duffel bag, dumbass.
Because I can see a blue track jacket sticking out of that duffel bag you're carrying.
See? Maybe I shouldn't speak ill of the dead.
Oh, you're right. Thanks. Well, I'd better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
She stuffed the jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. And just like that, she was gone.
Yes, indeed.
I assumed she was merely stocking up to go exercise in the morning, but it would appear she ignored the nighttime rule and headed directly to the girls' locker room. If she hadn't broken our rule, none of this ever would have happened. You get what you deserve, I suppose. Dude, harsh. So apparently she went to the girls' locker room late at night in order to exercise without anybody knowing. But the strange thing is, there was no trace of the track jacket or duffel bag Celeste said she saw Chihiro carrying. Which would mean the killer would have gotten rid of it somehow. There we go, Celeste's account. Oh man, here we go.
I'm getting tired of waiting. Shall we just plunge right in? It's the moment you've all been waiting for! The class trial!
Well, now we get actual gameplay. That's scary.
You remember where to meet, right? Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon!
Begin the class trial, or it's about to begin. Okay, thanks for that interjection. The red door is right through here. Here we go.
So, is everyone ready to what? Am I blind or are we missing someone?
Yo.
Yeah, Toko's not here.
And Toko is...
You really don't remember?
Come on!
Kidding. I'm just kidding. How could I forget that little nut job?
Okay, Monokuma, I'm starting to like you.
She's a crucial part of the class trial this time.
What are you gonna do?
Okie dokie, I'll just go ahead and drag her out here kicking and screaming. Just one moment, please.
And just like that, a few minutes later, he reappeared, dragging Toko behind him.
I told him I didn't want to, but he forced me. I can't believe you would drag a girl around. Terrible, you're terrible. Phew, so now everyone's here, right? Okay then, hustle onto the elevator and let's get this show on the road. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
So, shall we get going? It's time to find out who killed Chihiro. Chihiro Fushisaki. She was so gentle, so calm and meek, the perfect victim. Nobody had any problems with her. Someone made the choice to kill a girl like that. And that murderer is among us. Ba-dum-bum. Someone standing right here. Well, we could just go in, or we could see what everybody else has to say. Let's do that. You ready? We doing this?
Well then.
I will uncover the villain who performed such heinous acts on a weaker individual.
I don't know why the killer did what they did, but
Count on it.
I'm sure it'll work itself out. Justice always prevails. Right, bro? What do you say, bro?
Hey, come on.
Fucking Toko, man.
What got her so worked up? Oh, guess she's Genocide Jack, obviously.
Shall we go?
How very sad.
Miss Fujisaki, I must admit, for being 3D, she was quite remarkable. Of course, just the idea of 3D makes me cringe.
Ah, Hifumi, you always have such wonderful things to say. And so do you. I guess I wasn't so much help at all on this one. Well, true words have rarely been spoken. There is something odd about Toko's behavior. I mean, more odd than usual. I do not think that mere shock is enough to explain it. Hey, what do you have to say, Bacula? I gave you plenty to work with. Show us how far your logic can take you. And that's everything. Well, enough hot-dogging and grandstanding. Let's do it to it! We have no choice, right? We have to do this.
It's true.
Yes. I gave a small nod in reply. Nod. With one last deep breath, I walked towards the elevator on shaky legs. With each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. It's an elevator, dude. It's not a roller coaster. As soon as everyone was on, the elevator began to descend. I couldn't get a handle on my emotions, couldn't stop speculating. The stock market crashed! The steel box sank with heavy clunking sounds deeper and deeper into the ground. And as we went deeper, the uneasiness in my heart grew bigger and bigger. The elevator was unaffected, however, and continued to descend without hesitation. Until finally, it came to a sudden stop.
What do you think? I redecorated! Isn't it so fresh? Isn't it so exciting?
Don't waste our time with stupid questions. Let's get this over with.
Good! Let the hatred flow through you! You're rip-raring to go. Gotta say, I don't hate it, not at all!
Well,
Okay then, let's get this show on the road.
thrills, chills, kills!
Everyone, please find your assigned seats.
And so the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal. Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial. Yeah, why not? Do I have any skills? Okay, I could equip everything I have, which is nice. Here we go.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results.
And thankfully, most of the class trial is voice acted, so I can give myself a break and just kinda riff.
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay then. So, first off, let's talk about the murder weapon!
It's the dumbbell. First, we have to make clear what was used to deliver the fatal blow. Wait, how did this go again? Oh, there's only one through bullet.
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
Oops. You think you have some proof that contradicts what I said? I need to think about it one more time. Okay.
Chihiro's fatal injury.
We're off to a great start.
It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
But I have to...
I bet it was an iron pipe.
That's it. Hey!
That certainly would make for a powerful weapon.
Poor Chihiro.
The weapon had to be at the scene of the crime. There was something with a bloodstain on it. Yes, I know. I just
Chihiro's
missed.
fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
No, it's wrong.
There we go.
Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell, found at the scene of the crime?
Yes, obviously.
It was covered in blood, and there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell. As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
You looked at her head wound?
Yeah, we all did.
Yay! That's so creepy!
No, it's called forensics. ...
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
Oh, you do you?
What? For real?
Chihiro's killer is
Or Pepto-Bismol, Les.
the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
Genocide Jack, the fiendish serial killer. Yeah, just repeat what he just said in your head, dude. Did he really kill Chihiro? A new element has been added to non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Yeah? For this debate, lines of white noise will appear to disrupt your reactions. Your truth bullets will disappear if they hit these lines, so think of them as obstacles in your debate. But there's a way to keep this white noise from getting in your way. Press the right mouse button to attach the silencer, which you can use to shoot down the white noise. However, if you shoot a remark with the silencer, the time limit will decrease. Oh, but if your action difficulty is set to gentle, white noise won't appear at all. Which it is! Ha! Suck it, game! In which case you can forget about the silencer and just focus on the situation in front of you. Well then, good luck and have fun! Hello. The Genocide Jack case file.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible!
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on! There's just no proof for it.
No, that's wrong.
Got it on the first try.
I might know one reason he could be involved.
What?
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library.
Well, you didn't really find it. Bakula gave it to you.
I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
What?
That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth. So let's forget about that for now.
Oh, you douche nozzle.
More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appear to be two defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. And, we're only in case number 2, so we got a ways to go. This is gonna take months. But it's fun. It really is.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
You feel me? Shut, and I cannot stress this enough, the fuck up.
No. It's actually bloodlust.
But more important is the other characteristic, and it's something that has never been made public.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
Oh, Steve! How you doing, buddy?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
Yep, it's definitely gonna take at least the rest of the year. Probably longer. Maybe by the time the next Halloween run comes around, we'll be ready for Danganronpa 2. Electric Boogaloo. Well, there are a few of you here now, so let me tell you where we are with the charity drive. We got some more donations, and I'm happy to say Hank is on the table. We reached that threshold, over $500, so Hank and his file card will be sent to the winner. Yay! Yoo-hee! Indeed. Now, as for the second threshold, when the his tanks and the classified figures get sent out, that was set at 750. Guess what the total is right now? Go on. Have a quick guess. The other characteristic of every Genocide Jack case, which the world at large doesn't know, if I'm not mistaken, it has to do with the positioning of the body. Bloody... how the victim was positioned.
I got it! Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way.
Okay, I said the threshold was 750 to get the other toys out. We're currently at 740. As of actually today. Which is... Still, we got 10 days to go. I'm confident we're gonna blow right through that. But for this moment, it's awesome that we've already got 740, but just $10 off. Still, we'll just have to wait and see. Anyway, back to fun, happy murder times.
Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way. So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it?
High-level police officials and you?
There's only one logical answer I can think of. It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
No fucking way!
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Is he among us?
Yes. In fact, it's Toko.
Yeah, I noticed that's from your charity drive vlogs, I suppose I could call them. And here he drops the bombshell that is in no way a bombshell, because we already figured that out last week.
What?
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
You lie!
What do you care?
What? Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has, like, bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
The kind that uses poison?
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle. Man, why is this gotta be so complicated?
Acting like somebody else gets me frustrated. It's a riddle for sure, but I feel like I understand it. What it means for Genocide Jack to be Toko, but also to not be Toko? The answer is that she's not just one person, but multiple people, right? Actual gameplay! What the... Oh no, 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 no. Schizo, I did a whole bit on this. Remember the Sartan review? Schizophrenia has nothing to do with multiple personality disorder. I did research on this. I talked to someone with a PhD specifically in this. This is bullcrap. Okay. Dumb game gets it wrong. I'm just gonna move on and say this is a stupid, stereotypical bullcrap thing that shouldn't appear in popular culture.
Huh?
Well, originally the trope came from the fact that people really didn't understand either condition. And with schizophrenia you hear voices, so people just assumed that the voices were actually part of your personality, just a split personality, but that's not the case. It's really sad that it's still to this day taught by some people like that.
I think I read that somewhere in the file too. They thought that the suspect might have, what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
Yes, that's actually the term. You got that right. Why the freaking... Wait, I can swear on these. Why the fuck did you use schizo as the clue?
Oh, okay. But still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
perfectly acceptable. Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
The one thing that shows Toko could have split personality, it has to do with her behavior. It changed.
I got it! You're talking about how she started acting totally different than usual, right?
Oh, right, after she woke up in the...
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
I'm fine, yeah.
Okay, but she didn't faint when Junko was killed. And that was a very bloody affair, too. That's either an oversight of the game, or maybe she was secretly Genocide Jack at the time.
Whoa, is that a dead body? Hey, are you dead? Yeah.
She must have hit her head real hard when she fainted.
The world has a front and back, a top inning and a bottom, a sea of truth and a web of lies. This is quite concerning. I mean, she sounds completely different.
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can't handle blood, and one that obviously can.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
I won't let Genocide Jack have control. I'll drive out the killer to drive out the murderous fiend.
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her.
How?
Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Hey, you gotta start your career early, Laz.
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation. She told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
What?
You promised! I can't believe you lied!
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to.
You really are the biggest dick in the room, aren't you?
This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale. Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise...
I'm sorry I couldn't keep our promise. But don't worry, never again. I won't let Genocide Jack have control ever again.
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me.
Oh, dick move, douchebag.
That's the only reason I promised.
How many times do I have to tell you? I never said that, but you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
I tried. I swear I tried to control it, but...
This is all a little too convenient.
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
I hate you.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
The person? You don't mean...
Toko's body suddenly lunged backwards. A huge thud echoed across the courtroom, but in the next second...
Well, hello there! Is it me you were hoping to see?
Jesus Christ! Somewhere Gene Simmons just got incredibly jealous and he doesn't know why.
What the heck? So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
What the fuck is this?
Genocide Jill, apparently! Shake hands.
Toko, what happened to you?
Not Toko, that's a loser name, and what happened is a textbook split personality. So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's fault.
Oh, I'm gonna like you.
She's so intense.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body.
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
Well, this game just reached a whole new level. This is the murderous fiend genocide check. This is beyond insane.
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Oh, look how nice she is being.
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, she's not gonna tell you if she is, you dumbass.
Well, I'll tell you. I am the mastermind of all masterminds.
Or maybe she will. Forget I said anything.
Just kidding.
I really like her.
Then it's not true?
Of course it's not true! How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid?
You know, pot, kettle, black.
And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless. I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town!
Second first, same as the first. Look at yourself, dude.
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people. It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone. Just kidding again!
...
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death. There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
A motive?
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined.
Yeah, but Toko didn't commit the murder. You're saying Genocide Jack did, but they're two different personalities, so...
So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
Okay.
Huh?
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion.
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah. I could never believe a word you say, you monster. ...
Maybe. Maybe she's totally right about that, but something is still bothering me. What she said, I need to get some more details about all of this. Oh boy, here we go again.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely.
No, it
What
doesn't.
more proof
Oh, for
do we
fuck's
need?
sake!
Give it up.
Missed again.
You killed her.
Okay, I have to just focus on remembering Chihiro's body. That must have the answer. Yes, I know the answer. Come on, let's do this again.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
By the way,
say that,
you guys can
but do
hear
you
the
really
dialogue
expect
that's
any
coming
of
from
us
the
to
game.
believe it?
Good enough,
Perhaps
right?
if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely.
Boom, headshot.
Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that. I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you!
I'm really starting to like her.
I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things. Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything.
Since when do Italian restaurants have noodles? They have spaghetti and other pasta, but not noodles.
But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee.
Hey, don't knock Chef Boyardee. Okay, it's an American thing, so I've never actually tasted it, but I have seen videos about people tasting it, and they agreed it was good.
This is no creation of mine!
Let me rephrase that, in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
There's one clear difference between the murders. The scissors. Look at the neck and stomach. The victim's fatal injury.
I got it! For one, the cause of death is different. In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way. According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors. But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Ah, yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right! In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce!
Really digging deep for that comparison, aren't we?
Could you please stop comparing killing people to cooking?
Yes, thank you. That's the first sensible thing you've said all game.
So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
That's right, the second difference is related to how she was suspended. In the photos of the other Genocide Jack cases, all the other victims were stabbed through their hands. Here you'll see a clear difference. What was used to suspend?
I got it! Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
I thought we already established that it was an extension cord. But here I go, getting ahead of the game again.
What is your point?
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them. Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement!
Okay guys, we've been going an hour now, so I'm gonna take a quick bio break and be back in a minute or so. Okay, so talk amongst yourselves for a bit, and I'll be right back. Guess who's back? Back again. Dinner's back. Tell a friend.
Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use. And you know what else? Big Mac said there's 2 differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
Cool.
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one more difference.
Huh?
Oh, thanks.
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each Genocide Jack case. There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
A pattern?
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
Let's see. There was a pattern surrounding the Genocide Jack victims, and Chihiro didn't fit it. If you look at the names of every victim, what you'll notice is... I think I figured it out. I know why she couldn't have killed Chihiro. Because Chihiro was her lover. Yeah, I don't think so. Because Chihiro was a girl.
I got it! Is it because Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
What are you talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
Ken Harada, 32. Chihiro. For shit's sake. Chihiro Halna, 17. Sochikaku, 23. Steve, 14. Steve, 30. Steve Taro. Steve Gano. Steve Naoya. Takehashi Steve. Yuto Steve. There was no end to it. I'm not pronouncing all those Japanese names.
Guys?
That's right! The people I kill with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men! I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
The hell is wrong with you?
A lot, Mondo. A lot.
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the mopey side of me just hates it. But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam!
So since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid.
An Italian chef wouldn't make noodles.
I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely, when you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Quiet, lolly cur!
You go, girl!
Lowly cur?
You heard her.
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect!
That does make some amount of sense.
Yep, she's got you there.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors. Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school?
Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire world scissors!
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that?
Uh-oh.
Da-da-da-da!
Holy shit, she's packing, folks.
She's fully equipped!
That's right! So I can kill anywhere, anytime! Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side?
This girl is a lot. I think I'm falling in love.
Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong! You can't, can you, gutter dogs, all of you! Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. So rope's totally out of the question anyway!
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
Well, for a certain value of innocent.
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
Yeah. That's why we figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat killer or whatever.
Actually, hold on, there is one person. Oh yes, there is. One person who could have copied the Genocide Jack cases. I've got you now, you son of a bitch.
Here's my answer. Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you? ...
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it? ...
Then the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
I like the way this is going.
So, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it. The adorable glasses man was behind it all. Oh, I'm on fire!
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me.
Stop smirking.
Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
Looking back and thinking about it now, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
And the locker rooms. They're suspicious, very suspicious indeed, wouldn't you agree? Huh? Suspicious? It seems nobody searched the locker rooms. Let's start with the girls' locker room.
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy...
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say? The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
But you couldn't have known that at the time.
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
On the contrary, there's something very strange.
Okay then, what's so strange about it? Go ahead, share with the rest of the class.
There was a clear contradiction in what Bakula just said. Oh, by the way, Brian, I'm calling him Bakula because that's what a character called him earlier last week. And, you know, the Scott Bakula thing is just too funny to ignore. Plus, it's easier to say than Byakuya every time. I need to make it clear to everyone. A new element, oh crap. Okay, what is it now? Next we're going to add something called a truth flashback. If you aim at a weak spot and hold down the left mouse button, then you'll memorize that weak spot. This memorized phrase can only be shot once at a single truth bullet. If you shoot or change the truth bullet, it will disappear from your cylinder. However, you can use it as many times with the flashback feature as many times as you want. If you don't seem to have the answer to a lie or contradiction in your loaded truth bullets, it might be wise to memorize a different weak spot and use that to make your case. Well, you'll just have to use your keen wits. Oh, we're in trouble now. In this case, though, I will say that if you don't use a flashback, you won't be refuting anything. Well then, good luck and have fun. Considering I'm narrating this game too, what we've got here is dueling narrators.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
you absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy!
Screw
the
you,
victim
dude.
was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
Go away, dude. Doesn't make sense how we should have known it. Okay. So I have to shoot one thing
So,
with the
you
other.
said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
It's either shoot this at the other thing or the other way around.
Girls' locker room.
50-50
You
chance.
absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy!
The victim was Chihiro, who...
Yes!
No.
Got it in one.
I'll tell you what's so strange about that. Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was.
Thank you.
So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
Huh?
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
We're being... yeah, he's saying it. What's with Bakula's attitude? It's like he doesn't even care. I've got him cornered, but he's acting like it has nothing to do with him.
What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
There is. I think.
There is more to it. Think about it. We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
The extension cord. ... The differences between this case and the other Genocide Jack murders. The evidence that Bruce Byakuya is responsible is hidden in there? What could it be?
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right! It absolutely was!
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
Ah, this is the one.
No, that's wrong.
Good thing I missed, because I would have been wrong.
Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because, you see, that rope, or should I say, that extension cord?
What? An extension cord?
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you?
There
and the
we
same
go.
extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder. And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
Then Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it.
Okay, we've got our confession. Let's move on.
Is that about right?
Yep. ... He's doing it again. He's totally calm, totally unconcerned. As if he's not even involved. Wait, not even involved?
What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
Is that like a double or quadruple negative?
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win. ...
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
No, string him up by its genitals and force a confession out of him.
Huh? Do we really need to? We've already decided who did it.
I know, but still, there's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath.
Yeah, he's being way too coy about this.
What about all that bothers you?
Wait. What was that just now? Something's not right. Chihiro's body was definitely found in the girls' locker room, but does that mean... Can I really just accept what Byakuya said as the truth? No, I don't think so. There's definitely something off about what he said. No? Must be the scene of the crime?
I got it! You say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right? But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
How disappointing. What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown. She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that. How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene?
Hey, he's actually sweating now. Good.
That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
I believe I do.
Hey, Bacula, did I just take you off guard? When the story suddenly moved to the crime scene, Bacula, who's been so confident up until now, maybe Bacula never even realized that the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else.
Hey, don't just move on without permission! What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
Evidence that shows the murder took place somewhere else. There was something that was switched between the boys' and girls' locker room. The posters!
I got it! The proof that she was killed somewhere else is... the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Your proof is some posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was... a picture of a big-boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange? Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Welcome back, Jill.
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado.
They were named after the Texas tornado.
Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Protein coffee?
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet. But I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
No, it's not that the stain was scrubbed away. It was moved.
I got it!
There we go.
The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
Yeah, I don't have really much to add to this. It's going along fine.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
I'd recognize that stain anywhere.
Then, does that mean that the carpets were switched too? But why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think?
What?
In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the blood-stained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
When changing rooms meant murder most horrid.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but Why would the culprit bother doing that? Huh? Why would they go through all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place?
Also a good point.
To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device. But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
This is getting complicated again.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
I highly doubt that.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Is he right? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow? I'm
Is
glad
it
there's
really
only one
possible?
bullet.
Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook! She was the ultimate programmer, after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
Got you!
No, that's wrong. No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Nice one, Sakura.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup, yup, yup! Hit the nail square on the noggin!
Been a while since we heard from Monokuma.
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
Psst! You can't fix an e-handbook! The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring!
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just wrong?
Hey, I'm never wrong.
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
Same, really, but I get a feeling that, it's gonna be someone else. ... Is that it then? Chihiro was killed in the girls' locker room and Bakula is the one who did it? Really? But still, I don't know what else I can do.
Hold on a second.
Objection! Yeah, this is kind of Phoenix Wright-ish.
I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
What the? You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So...
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
What?
What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Yeah, enlighten us.
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Wait! Just what do you think you're doing?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting? Well, all right then. I declare an official class trial recess.
Well, that's a first.
Huh? For real?
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
So, before I even knew what was happening, the class trial had been put on hold. We headed off with Kyoko in the lead. And where she took us was... back to the murder scene.
The girls' locker room?
Okay, we've been going for an hour and a half, so I think I'm gonna wrap things up here, and next week we'll continue the investigation, I guess. Let me first check if I can actually save at this point. Yes, I can. Did I save? Yes, I can. Yes, I did. Okay. So we're wrapping things up for tonight. Next week we'll be back. Could be an hour and a half, could be 2, I have no idea. But I think I want to get to the end of this trial next week, if that's okay with everybody else. I want to thank HCC7 and 8 especially for dropping by. So yeah, I had a lot of fun today. See you all next week.